Hello, y'all. Happy Tuesday. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm so upset that she's not coming to Florida. It's not even funny. I hope everybody's doing well. I got a baby on my lap. I'm so glad she's doing better, y'all. Hilda, how are you? I have to, if you don't know, I keep another device um, over here so that I could see. Also, I know that, oh no, Donna, I hope you stay safe. Um, it dawned on me that a lot of people weren't around when I have naturally curly hair. All right. So when you see, hi Irish, when you see my hair up and like I just didn't do it, it's curly. Um, Before I forget, there's something I needed. Uh, if anybody is in here, hi JB, what up, Squish? I know she's so cute, y'all. I'm so glad she's doing better. Um, Anybody in here that I already have on the list for the copyright case, I appreciate you, OG. I hope everything's going all right. Um, if I already have you, can you email me? I sent the attorney an email today. He's going to give me a couple of dates that work for him, right? I'm just assuming that we're going to have to work around his schedule for the Zoom call. Hi, Cinnamon. Sorry, y'all. When I make like abrupt moves, she like goes crazy. It's okay, baby. So we're trying to. I emailed him this morning asking for him to give me multiple times a date so that we could all hop on a Zoom call, right? So that way everybody knows what's going on and he can answer any questions. I appreciate you, Squish. Look, she's a baby. Yo, I got her the cutest, good afternoon. I got her the cutest little bunk bed thing, but I have to make a bed. What up, Kendall? I have to make her a bed that fits the top bunk, but it's so cute. Say hello to everybody. She's such a baby. I named her Rena because look, you see her head? It looks like a little crown. She's so tiny, y'all. You hear her? Can I answer? She's talking. What are you doing? What's I saying? She is she's getting bigger though. Can I answer a question about G said so here's the thing, y'all. I know he's being reevaluated. Hi, Shay. What's the matter? Can y'all hear her? She's talking. Um, I know he's being reevaluated. I don't believe the telehealth thing, right? But this was always a hi, crazy Chrissy. This was always a what's the right word? Use your treats. Want this? He was always being reevaluated in March, right? I knew that. I don't believe telehealth. But here's the thing. Thank you. This was always something, this topic specifically. What up, Sugar Skulls? This topic was always something I had to go to somebody else to speak to. Oh, yeah, this has been planned for a while, y'all. This has been planned for months. I've known about the reevaluation for a while. The part of the problem with the reevaluation is that DCF does not have any documentation that says that he's autistic. Mhm. They also know that she's been telling people on the internet that he's autistic. Okay. I always have to go to other people to discuss this part, okay? Because I don't have familiarity with children being diagnosed, okay? So I don't know. Do I believe it? No. Do I know he's being reevaluated? Yes. But I would assume that that is something that they need to do in person because there's a lot of things. It's not just it's a thing, right? Like it's a lengthy process. So I don't believe it's being done via telehealth, but I do believe that it's being done. Does that make sense? What's the matter with the one? Sorry, she's moving around. They now I don't have like I don't know. When my kids, I agree. Suba is a good person to talk to about this because she does have a lot of experience. I don't have that. Um, Now, that could be, Mikey, but I do believe, I don't know what she's going to do when he comes back not autistic, because that's going to be bad. You have never, okay. See, if there's people in the chat that know more about that, I don't really know. You know, what up, Lily? I don't have experience with that type of special needs information. You understand? Exactly, Irish Queen. Exactly. Um, and that sucks, but it isn't a me problem. Also, I did the Sonic thing. I sent an email um, to that investigator this morning. I've been meaning to do it because the mouth has gotten worse. Clearly, she hasn't taken him to a vet. And with animals like this, y'all, if they're not eating, it's a problem, right? Animals like exotics typically, a lot of times, what up, oxymoron, a lot of times they're like the guinea pigs. I'm just going to use a guinea pig for example. By the time you notice that they're sick, a lot of times it's too late, and that's why I immediately took her to a vet, right? Because by the time they start showing symptoms, there's nothing you could do. And I believe that it's the same with bearded. So he wasn't eating. I sent an email to the investigator that I had prior contact with, along with some pictures showing the mouth rot progression. But she needs to get it to a vet. That's just the truth of it. And if she's so comfortable with money, why isn't that being done? Because he's never seen a vet. There is no vet history here. And she lied to that animal control officer when they did come back then. So at least they know that. But the best advice that I could give is put him in, get him to a vet. Hi, y'all. Listen, it could, yeah, I know Irish. See, I don't know a lot about those. Yes, Raina, she's on my lap trying to dig through the fleece blanket. Hi, Belle Zoe. So I don't know a lot about I don't know a lot about bearded dragons, and I've said that from like the beginning, that I had to go to other people or do some research before I even sent the email, because I, unlike other people, hi Sheila, are not gonna report false things. That's just stupid. But I do trust Pineapple, and I know that she is um, good with these types of animals. I see. I don't. That's the thing, Shay. I have. It's in the photos that I attached, and I looked at it, but I don't know. Like, is that something that she's supposed to cut, or do they just file down naturally? That's not something that I would know, because I've always steered away from reptiles. I'm not a reptile fan. I typically like all animals, just not reptiles. Also, for anybody out there worried about where my guinea pig's enclosure, you don't know much about guinea pigs, do you? This guinea pig has it fucking made, just so you know. Uh, and I would strongly advise you not to false report to animal control, because they're very well aware of the situation. But nobody really listens to me now, do they? Hi, Cindy. Right, and that's the thing, though, Crazy Chrissy, right? I think that anybody that has exotics understands that with an exotic comes the vet bills are not normal vet bills, that they're higher, right? And I just know that, hi, wait a one. She's trying to climb. Oh, you can't see her. She's trying to climb. What are you doing? What is it doing? I'm so glad she's feeling better. Right. See, I don't know. I always paid somebody, because I don't do them. I pay somebody to do them. She does. She's got it made. And hi Cheryl. I was worried about the sneezing, but she is doing so much better. I feel terrible giving her the medicine, right? Because it's not like she's been with me for a year and she knows like I'm not gonna hurt her. So like it breaks my heart, but we're almost done with it. And now she's eating so much better. Right. Like Kenza, I'll text you when I end. but it's ridiculous, super ridiculous. So, what up? The I sent an email to the attorney. I asked him for 3 different dates, different times, whatever fits in his schedule. So if I already have you on that list, please email me so that I can get back to y'all easily. I didn't want to have to, what up, Sue? I didn't want to have to like run back and forth with all kinds of questions. I think it's easier if we all just jump on a Zoom call. That way, what up, money swipers? That way, anybody that has any questions can ask him directly, you know? I will say that I don't think it's smart to continue doing that, but that's just my opinion. Um, yes, I'm so glad, Wendy. She's just like potato loaf in my lap right now. I hope that everybody's doing well. I meant to go, JJ, you broke up the body cam footage into 2, or is it just the one that I saw? Hi. My cats are scattered about this room. It's crazy. Yeah, I just started. I just wanted to get some things out of the way that I've been meaning to get to, but I haven't. Yeah, I don't know, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? She's so cute. I know. It's a bad idea though, because there's a lot of people that were not I know, Julie. And so she's trying to climb up my arm right now. But I've been trying to handle her more so that she's trying to bite me. No, you bite me. Why you bite me? Come here. She's a baby. Are you a baby? Are you a baby? Piggy dudes. No piggy dudes. She's so cute. Hi. I'm going to go over the Kelly body cam footage, but I just wanted to make some like announcements because I don't know if I should start an email thread. I know people are super weird about their personal information, and I don't know if everybody's got a public email. Like, what are you doing? Piggy toots. But I feel terrible. Yeah, she's so tiny. I feel terrible with the medicine. It makes me feel so bad. So I got to love on her more and more. That way it's not always associated with bad. She's biting my watch right now. That's not food, ma'am. Where's your treat? Hold on, y'all. This one. There's your nummies. Yeah, they're so neglected. They get oxbow. My guinea pigs, she eats oxbow everything. Okay. I had her for 3 days and dropped a guap at the vet because she needed it. So Mary, that's the question, right? Here's the thing. What she's doing is against terms of service. Hold on. Let me put her back so that that's done. Hold on. Come here, little one. Hold on. Weak. Now you want a week? Now you gotta talk? What are you doing? You can't do that. That's mean. You should have been talking right away. It's so crazy. Let me do this. Okay, so here's the thing about the copyrights, all right? Yes, Raina. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I would see screenshot. I can't take stuff like that. Also, if anybody is in here and is in the Tampa area, they have a hoarding situation in those rescues. I meant to send it to OG and I forgot about it. But hi. I can't, it makes me so sad, y'all. Animal abuse is one of the things that I'm like super sensitive to. I can't take it. And unfortunately that happens because they mate like crazy. And guinea pigs you could have 2 guinea pigs, and if they're male and female, you could wind up with 40 like that. Hi. No, what was I saying? So what she's doing, hi Mary, what up, Simply? What she's doing with the copyrights, where she is hitting people that are not even talking about her, okay, that's going to be a problem. The people, Tiffany, a lot of people keep telling me that. And it's so strange because you're not the only person that says that. They say that like whenever they're watching me, like their cats come running, it's the weirdest shit. Anyway, um, use like if people are not talking about you and you're still hitting with copyright, that's bad. That's really bad. Like the whole thing about copyright is your content. Hi, Danny, has to be detected in that thing. So it looks, this is just my opinion, it looks like she's doing it just to get accounts terminated, and that's not going to go well. It's not. Now don't get me wrong, do I think that it is only going to be $5,000? No, I'm not naive. I think that it's going to be more than that. However, there are, I think, 16 people on the list right now. Hold on. I'll count. And there are other people that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I appreciate you, Danny. 17 people, right? Being that there are 17 people, that's going to lower the costs for everybody, right? I'm telling you, it's so weird that people tell me that all the time. Now, I know I've said this. I'm just going to explain it again. I do believe that once it's brought to the platform's attention, they're going to terminate her channel. And that's unfortunate. But guess what? There are consequences. And when you do things like this, consequences catch up. It's not like you could only get away with shit for so long before there starts consequences. That's just the way it is. And like in every situation, in real life too, right? So I don't know. Once, if it were me, once I heard people consulting with attorneys, I would have stopped. That's just me, though. Different people are going to do different things, and unfortunately, it's not going to go well for her. It's really not. And I don't think, hi Veda, I don't think that she thinks about consequences. I think that she is all about the immediate gratification. She doesn't think, I appreciate you, Donna. She doesn't think that 6 months, a year down the line, these things are going to catch up to her and she's going to be held accountable for it. She doesn't think about that. And it's a really bad quality. Even with people like in active addiction or in that are in recovery, but like they're in relapse mode, if you know what I'm saying. And they tell you, play the tape out, right? Like think it through. She's not doing that. And unfortunately, it's going to have consequences for her because you can't just do that. It's unfortunate that she didn't stop once we said that we were going to retain counsel, but it's her problem. That's how I feel about it, But if you are either, hi baby blue eyes, I agree, Jesse. I do agree. I feel like it's not about the money, and I think that that's something that people are confused about. Not for me anyway. Let me speak for myself and not other people. It's not about the money to me. It's about the principle. And I think that, hi Jen, I think that in this situation, think about everything that she's done, right? And don't get me wrong, there are things going on all over the place that lead to accountability for her, right? This one, we know we gotta. Does that make sense? In this situation right here and right now, we know we have her. We just have to put the pieces together, if that makes sense. Hi, Lady Red. So if you are somebody that I already have on this list, please email me so that I can, let me just check while I'm here. Maybe he answered. So that once he gives me the dates and the times, it's easy for me to get back to everybody and get like which time is best for anybody. I think I told him to give me, hold on. No, that's not it. Hold on, I'm sorry. I know they have questions, and I don't have the time to be the go-between between you and 16 other people. Sorry. If you give me a couple of dates and times, I can post asking which is best, and then we could go from there, right? And I also think that a lot of people want accountability, right? And I think that that's, hi, Flower Childs. I think that that's the main reason that people are continuing to keep up with this fucking train wreck, right? In this case, we gotta. There's no doubt. I know 100%. I was speaking about Nancy Guthrie and something else, Epstein files. I wasn't even, her content was nowhere near it. All right. Now, I also know, this is something that people should understand too, is a mutual of mine got into a copyright case a couple of months back. It finalized. She spent over $100,000. Okay. Now, it was just her. If there were 17, 20 of us and it cost 50,000, it's divided by each person. Like each person would be responsible for X, Y, and Z, right? You can't get blood from a stone. Anybody hear that saying you can't get blood from a stone? I'm sorry. In this situation, even if, I don't believe it would happen, but even if YouTube allowed her to keep a channel, amen, Tara, allowed her to keep a channel, AdSense can be compelled to garnish. So we could either, my goal is the channel. If that doesn't happen, she'll have to pay from AdSense, and she won't have an option because, right, same thing, Dr. Satan, same thing. She won't have an option because they will do it. Another thing I asked the attorney about a week ago, is there something that we could do to speed it up, right? Because platforms may not listen to like content creators, but they're going to fucking listen to an attorney. That was my thought. And I didn't know if it was possible for him to send them something official or whatever. And he told me once he files that he plans on doing that automatically to restrict her from being able to file copyright claims. Right. And I understand that people, how can I say this? That people may not, I understand that there are people that may not want their information, hi Oshu, to become public record. I get that 100%. I do understand that there are people that shield their identity for one reason or another. I understand that. There is a way to use a pseudonym. The attorney will have to know your information, obviously, but that won't become public record. You could use a pseudonym in the public, and that's just the reality of it, right? Well, she doesn't have any, biker bitch. That's the problem. She doesn't have it. What are we gonna do? Put it against the couch? You know? So yeah, of course. Wouldn't you like to know? I emailed him this morning asking for just to give me like 3 different dates and times so that I can make sure that whenever people are available, if that makes sense. Yes, people in Canada can be added to the case. I asked that because there was somebody else. It was before Nikki was hit. Let me see if I can pull it up. February 18th. It wasn't Nikki though, because it was before Nikki got hit, and it was somebody else that emailed and asked if they can be involved, and he said yes. So if you are not in the US, you can be added. I don't know the specifics of that, and that's why I prefer for him, the attorney, to answer any questions that anybody may have. That way there's no, maybe that might be it. That way there's no in between. Does that make sense? Like I prefer, and I just don't want to answer go from like answering 16, 17 people and then going to him and coming back. There's no need for all that. So we could do it all at once, right? And we could figure out from there. What up, Steffi? Hi, Tracy. And I personally, and I know that, I get that. Wouldn't you like to know? I understand. And I'm just going to be like real. I stopped watching because after she got monetized, all I felt was rage. Hi, Jean. Because that's not supporters doing that. Does that make sense? And I get frustrated when it's people like we're supposed to be on the I love her, y'all. She cracks me the fuck up. We're supposed to be on the same side, right? And you got people working against us because they believe some crazy shit. But whatever, right? Villain. Mm-hmm. Lori's just Lori got some things to deal with too. Hi, Melly. Also, just let me get this out of the way as well. Yeah, did you hear her? She's knocking shit off the fucking my headboard. That's what that was. Because she gets up there and I tired, but that's why I was mad. Like I was so upset because if you remember, if you go back to that, right? I was begging people, don't watch a live stream, and the ripple effect of that one thing in people giving her the watch hours has made a fucking huge mess, you know. Oh, she is. Listen to me. Villain is the crazy one, and I'll never understand that stuff, you know. So I was really frustrated about it, and I kind of just fell back, and I still deal with things that may need to be done somewhere else, you know. But other than that, I'm just kind of over it. I know she was in here, but I don't know. I haven't talked to her. I don't know what's going on over there. I do believe that her numbers have gone down. I do believe that. I'll pop in to like Cantina once in a while if I'm going to bed and he's on. Well, arguing with people that's just a waste of your own energy, you know. Gabrielle Jacobson for her false copyright strikes. So if I already have you on the list, okay, or if I don't have you on the list and you want to hold that thought and you want to be added to the list, please email me at the queenofbeingbands3.0 @gmail.com. I'm about to get into Kelly Tucker, but real quick, I just wanted to revisit something that came up on my live the other day, was the FOIA for Stephen James Puma. All right? And I'm going to tell you why. I cannot justify spending $600 on a FOIA for him. I've tried to rationalize, okay? I have tried to try to like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I do it? Should I not do it? All right. Now, I am not going to spend $600 for somebody on the internet. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I don't know why it's $600. Actually, I mean, I would imagine it's a hefty fucking file. That's the only. Listen. I paid $300 for. Hold on. I was looking for. Where is it? Not Cape Coral. Newport Richie. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking it up. I'm going to find the email because, sorry, no, wrong email. Right. I was like, wait a second, what? Why would like, and just for me, I can't justify it. It's not that important, you know, to me at this point in time. I'm looking for Pasco. Sorry. All right. Hold on. I requested any publicly available documents regarding blank from their agency. Now, I'm contacting you to provide you a good faith estimate of costs associated with your public records request. And advise you that we require a deposit of 50% of the estimate in order for us to begin responding to the request. Based upon the nature of your request, there are a substantial number of potentially responsive records. Each document will need to be reviewed to determine if it is a public record, if it is responsive, and whether any statutory redactions are required. Our good faith estimate of the costs associated with the request is $535.50. Please see the invoice for a complete breakdown of costs. We require a 50% deposit in the amount of $267.75. If it was $267.75, I'd probably do it. And I'm just being honest. But what the fuck is in here? Did I tell y'all? Yes, he is. I don't know that he's that word, but he's definitely a chomo. Now, I don't know if I told y'all, but I requested the FOIA from New York State Police regarding my boarding school. They wanted $7,500. Yeah. I was astounded, but I thought about it. I'm going to turn this off because I really don't think I need it. I thought about it, and I just cannot justify it because I don't think there's going to be anything in there that is something we don't already know. Does that make sense? I don't think that it's going to have, what up, warm it up? Right. And they would have to redact the minor's information. Yes. But I think that that's what they're referring to when they said, and whether any statutory redactions are required. Just right. That's the thing, Tracy, is like, I can't justify, hi, Marie, spending that on something that I already know the answers to. Does that make sense? If it was something that I was a little weary on, I might have less of a problem to me. Listen to me. I am obsessed with the Corey Richards trial. Okay. I go to bed and I am listening to it. I am at work and I am listening to it. And that might be why I'm paying attention to the internet locales a lot less, because I am stuck. Okay. I am stuck. I was astounded with the PI's, hi Luann, basic disrespect of the court. That was wild to me. But anyway, I got distracted. I apologize. JJ, you still here? You got the redactions, right? That way I could just play that and not the other copy. Ms. Tucker got caught in quite a few lies. If y'all haven't seen the, oh, can you, JC? Hi, Christy. That would be fun. That would be fun. Villain, why are you causing a ruckus, ma'am? Listen, somebody sent me a bunch of sage. Oh, y'all are gonna die. Villain MC, respect is earned, not given. Founder and CEO. JJ, weren't you Villains Motorcycle Club established 2021? Okay. She's going crazy, y'all. Okay. I don't know. The people keep sending me these like personalized candles, and I cannot justify using them. Okay. This is hilarious. Okay. It says, oh, my bad. It says, hi, Big Banks. Villain MC, the road is long. It's good for the soul. They call us a cult, but left is our goal. Thunder and dust, we ride with pride. If this is a scam, it's a hell of a ride. Okay. And they sent me others too. They have like, hold on, I'll try to find it. I have them back here. And I just cannot justify using them. All right. I can't do it because I feel like they're special. This one says Christmas stockings without coffee. It could never be me. And this one says call the popo, ho, ho, ho. So cute. I love them. So I can't justify using them. They're like ornaments, you know. They're just around. Um, right. I that's well. I wouldn't say one person. I might, depending on what it was. You know, he's working on it right now. Spanish Dad has been going through. His work has been super fucking busy. What up? Find out. So I kind of just get his time. You know, when he gets it, he gets it. Um, I find out Kelly busted her own self. Why does she do that? Hi, Jennifer. Oh my God. Oh, JC, I might be able to help you there. I'm sorry. Listen, I got burnt. I know you brought. Bleh. I know you guys probably can't see it, but I did get burnt. It's tan now. Yes, we all pray for find out's husband. But I did get burnt, and I wasn't even there long. Listen, I can't stop. Well, butterflies, same. Mexican homie does his merch. What do you mean? Mexican homie does whose merchandise? Spanish Dad is has always been my merch guy. I know, Kendall, but that's what I was trying to avoid. Okay. And I got burnt on my back. I got burnt on my back. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I know, Donna, and isn't it crazy? We're gonna go through them. Just give me 1 second and let me get this shit set up before no, I want JJ. I want your copy because then I don't have to worry about the hold on. Then I don't have to worry about the personal information. Hi, Elton. I hope it's warm where you're at. She's been rather quiet, huh? Ain't that why has she been so quiet? It sucks when you get caught up in your own bullshit, lies, bullshit. It could never be me. I know. I posted those texts and stuff, right? Wait, JJ's 2 parts or one? Oh, I'm about to get into it now. Night nurse. I see 1 and 2. On. Bear with me. Back. Okay, I got you. All right. It's not hard, JJ. JJ is going to do a live as well, and I try to tell people as much as I can that hi mongoose sunscreen. I never wear sunscreen, and I did use no, I didn't put anything on. I brought it with me, but I didn't use it. So I regret it though. Hold on, did I share it? Yes. Hi, Ruby. Listen, yikes. I appreciate you, Jane. It's crazy to me. Hi, Lori. I hope you're doing all right. It's crazy to me that she legitimately gets caught every fucking time, and she keeps going. So this isn't the arrest. Hold on. Let me back up a second. The FOIA. Did I save it? This is the arrest. This isn't the arrest. All right. This was the 11/20. What's the date? JJ, are you here? I might have the FOIA copies in Dropbox. Hold on a sec. Did they get? Well, I'll talk to you privately. Thank you, Dr. Satan. I'm looking for the corresponding report, so just bear with me so I could read that. This one. Nope. This one. Yep, got it. Okay. You want me to pull it up for y'all, or can I just read it? Oh, you're good, Jean. All right. This was the FOIA. I posted it a bit ago. Because she lied. I know y'all are shocked. Aren't y'all shocked? Oh, no. This report has been prepared based upon my observations and information provided by witnesses and other individuals associated with the reported incident. My report is intended to give anyone reading it a basic understanding of the facts that I collected pertaining to this case. It is not intended to be an exhaustive recitation of all facts pertaining to my investigation, but a summary. On 11/20/2025, blank responded to blank in normal patrol mode in reference to a family violence. Upon arrival, I made contact with Kelly Tucker. Kelly stated that her fiance, Jonathan Wilson, is bipolar and she doesn't think he's been taking his meds. Kelly stated that Wilson found some condoms in her purse, and now, why'd you leave the needles out? Anybody? Why'd you leave the needles out? But anyway. And now thinks that she is cheating on him. He doesn't think, babe. He knows. He knows. Tucker stated that Wilson woke her up and told her to get out before punching a hole in the wall. Tucker stated that she was trying to explain to Wilson that the condoms were old and that she had a life before they met. Okay. Tucker stated that Wilson put some of her belongings outside, and that is when she got in the car to leave. Tucker stated that Wilson punched the front passenger window, causing blood to his hand. I did not observe any damage to the window or any of Kelly Tucker's property that was outside the house. I then made contact with Wilson, and he advised that he found condoms and needles in Tucker's purse. Wilson stated that he did punch a hole in the wall, but was going to fix it like the other holes in the wall. Wilson stated that nothing became physical between him and Tucker. Wilson stated that he was leaving the residence. Wilson stated that he had already made arrangements to catch her bus to New York. Tucker stated that she just wanted to take a shower and gather some clothes. I advised Tucker that we could stand by for her to gather a few items, but she advised that she did not want that. Tucker and Wilson were both giving resource cards. Both Tucker and Wilson were negative for warrants. I also advised Wilson that he couldn't put Tucker's belongings out of the house. This incident was recorded with my department-issued body cam, right? Now, if you remember, I made a video when we first got those reports. I made a video and I said we requested the body cam footage, okay? It's strange. I'm just going to play it and we'll talk then, all right? Because I think that we all know why she has the condoms, right? I think that is pretty self-explanatory. And I have never seen somebody on probation call the fucking police so fucking much ever in my entire life. Ever in my entire life. Most people that are on paper like that would avoid police interaction. All right. But Kelly uses the police in order to push her narratives. She also did it with Liar Boss. She did it with JJ. She did it with fucking Nicole. All right. Now, unfortunately for you, Kelly, just because you fucking say it doesn't make it true. Just thought that you should know that. Because it's crazy the way that you're acting. Also, just so everybody is rest assured, she ain't called the popo on me yet. Why? Hi, Flash. Does anybody wonder why she has not contacted the police for me yet she contacted them for Liar Boss, JJ, and Nicole, and Fruit Cocktail every fucking time she could? Isn't that strange? Anybody find that weird? I find it weird. That's what 100%. And GC, that's I don't want to quote it. I'm gonna play it in a second. I forgot what I was just gonna the whole body cam. When people are trying to make people believe something, they act like Kelly. She is legitimately like a poster child, all right, for what to do when people are lying. They over explain. Victoria does it too. She'll over explain. continue. I don't know what the shelf life is for condoms, but I would imagine that 6 months wouldn't make a difference. No? I don't know. I know. But well, I do know that she filed the reports. I don't know more than that. All right, so let's go.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you? You punched another hole in the wall this morning. I'll call you back.
So what's going on?
My fiance is bipolar. Now, I just want to ask a question. Because from where I'm sitting, all right, from where I'm sitting, this is what she is trying to make the issue, is Johnny's mental health. Johnny's mental health isn't the issue. It's the fact that you lie to Johnny. And don't get me wrong, Elton, don't get me wrong. This is not a relationship that I would stay in. I have tolerated many things in relationships. This was never one of them. Ever. Okay? But she tries to fucking spin everything to be Johnny's mental health, right? But she's leaving out all of the precipitating factors, if you will, in what gets him there, right? And she's not a mental health professional, right? She has no qualifications, no fucking degrees, nothing in order to be making these things, okay? Right, Steffi, but it's not my problem, you know?
Okay.
And I think he's not been taking his medicine. He was scheduled to run out of it Friday.
Okay.
But I don't think he's took it the whole last week and the last 3 days. He's
Exactly, JC, right? And I'm not saying this as an excuse. I'm saying it because I've seen it with my own 2 eyes, right? I've seen him come and say all these things and then her come up behind him and when he says himself that what infuriates him is that he knows the truth and he would look at the proof and she will straight continue lying to his fucking face.
just been showing out. And I can show you the text messages. He's punched holes all in the wall. I contacted his family, but this is what his son told me to do. Both of our names are on the lease. He barricaded me out of the house.
Is there any weapons in the house?
A metal baseball bat and just regular kitchen knives.
No gun?
No, I'm on probation. I'm not allowed to have weapons in the house. I mean, this is all from this morning.
This is all from this morning?
This morning, yeah.
So what started him to...
He found expired condoms in my stuff a few days ago. Mm-hmm. We've only been together for 6 months.
Right.
He doesn't understand that I had a life before he came.
Ma'am, it's not the life you had before him, okay? It's the life that you lead while with him. It is the fact that you continue to sell your ass cleaning houses, right? That is the problem. She sure did write her text messages. Get the entire fuck out of here.
Here.
Right. So he moved in with you?
Yes, he's not from here. He's from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And I don't want him arrested. I just want to check out.
I'll bet that she's probably used to getting her way with men and people in her town. But I promise you, normal people, Kelly, do not fall for your shit.
And if he needs to go somewhere to be seen, because I don't think he's been taking his medicine.
Okay.
And I know he's not.
So is his name on the list too, or is it yours?
Okay. Now, mind you, okay, I want y'all to know that this apartment, right, is a different apartment. All right. It is not the apartment that she lived in when they moved there. Okay. This is a different place. All right. That they were also evicted from. Not from mold, Kelly. Not from mold. You're going to learn that local My friend, that's the local. Yeah, she knows about you, girl. All right. So you got evicted from your place. Then you got evicted from this place. And now you're in your third place since Johnny's been in Georgia. Okay?
Okay, both. Okay. And y'all stay in this one right here?
Oh, they know. No. They know. The butterflies, they know. They're aware. Great. Yep. Dude,
All been the police?
she's working on the third now. She's working on the next one. I don't know why anybody, I don't know why she thinks that anybody will listen to her when she hasn't kept an apartment in her entire adult life. Like, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. She's got more than Lori. She's got more than Liar Boss. Okay? Get the entire fuck out of here. It's a joke.
Okay. Yeah, you step on the porch for me. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good. Oh, I know she called, but she's mad because I
Hold
found
on, Rick, what's that?
it's the dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, so
I
what's
found
going on?
condoms and rigs.
I really hope that I don't know, but I really hope that's not a shock collar for the dog because, you know.
Parole. I told her I didn't want her coming back. That's all. I'm first on the lease. I told her I didn't want her coming back. She's on federal parole. I found condoms and rigs in her car.
What does it read?
Needles.
Okay. So go ahead. Okay.
Yeah. So no, I don't want her here. She's making a big scene. I don't want her here. So she called you guys because I told her I'm leaving for 2 days. I'm gonna go to Boston. I'm out of Georgia.
Hey, so Kelly, you left that part out. You left out the part that they were also needles. You left that out. You also left out the part that they're like your occupational what is it? I don't know. I don't know what to call it. Yeah, me too. I'm not a fan. But
Going back to Pittsburgh, I told her 2 days. That's it. I'm leaving. Okay. What? Yeah.
Now, mind you, this is 11/20/2025.
I told her just don't come back. Just go stay with your mom or something cool.
And I don't know about y'all. Thank you, Chanel. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you. I don't know about y'all, but 6 months into a relationship, I just want to make sure that I'm not the only one here. 6 months into a relationship, isn't that like the honeymoon phase? And also, I was thinking about this. You're blaming everything on his mental health, but what the fuck do you think the chemicals do to somebody's mental health? I know, not the PPE, right? Like 6 months in, y'all should be like still in heaven. This shit's been going on for how long? So like occupational, that's a good one too.
Okay, so real quick, the thing is you can't put her out, right?
Also, I just want everybody to understand, because I did get another email about this today. Mask Guy Johnny is not my ex John. They're two different people.
You can't deny access to the house.
Then you know what?
And the reason I said it because both y'all names on this lease, right?
I love that for you, Samantha.
Okay.
So both y'all stay here.
That's fine.
So
I can have my brother give me a hotel. I'll go to a hotel. That's fine.
That's 74.
Because this is ridiculous. Like I found rigs and condoms in her purse the other day. Like it's just I can't do this, man. It breaks my heart. But I don't know what she's telling you, but I found rigs and condoms in her purse, so I don't know what she's doing. I threw the needles over there somewhere. There's stuff's out there. I'm not doing it.
all right, so check me out. Hey, what's your last name?
My last name's Wilson. So.
Mr. Wilson. All right, so what can we do? Let me ask you some questions real quick.
Yeah, sure. Can you step over here?
Well, just prefer to
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, fine. Yeah, everything's fine. I'm leaving Georgia in 2 days. Everything's great.
Okay. Well, I just need to sign this.
448,
You don't want to go.
No, I'm good. Thank you, Will. That's okay. I'm sorry.
What's your first?
My first name is John. Yeah.
I got it.
Go ahead. What's your name?
J-O.
J-O-N.
W-I-L-S-O-N.
Right, and I understand that, but Elton, in the beginning of John and I's relationship, like we relapsed and we got high, right? But we weren't doing this. This is not what we were not like that in the beginning. So
What's the date of birth?
no. Right. I'm just wondering, is it just me?
I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble with her. I just told her, like, don't come back for 2 days, you know? But you're right. I can't do that.
You said apartment who?
Apartment D?
Okay. And a good phone. All right, so let me make sure I got this right. So you found some condoms in her
And needles, yes.
needles in her.
So I do want this to also be clear, is there he found condoms and needles, all right? They fought about it for a few days, and then he found more. And that is what prompted, what up, two of a kind? That is what prompted this, okay? Two separate situations into one event.
Yeah.
What, bag or dresser?
No bag, just needles.
They just found it.
Needles
Okay.
and condoms, and that only tells me one thing. And I know that it's bad around here. I know that there's not a lot of jobs around here.
Johnny, right then and there, you should have said, she's selling her fucking ass. That's what you should have done. She is selling her ass behind my back while on 10-year probation. That's what you should have done. You were honest, but not as honest as you should have been.
And that's why I want to go home, because, like,
Same.
there's, you know, look, I met her online. I had no idea how she was until I got here. And then
I met her online. I had no idea who she was until I got here. That's true. I get it. I get it. All right. He's blocked. I've told any of the people that he goes to get in touch with me, not to contact me for him. It is he is dealing with his own probation. It is different. You're right. It is different. Somebody also asked how she's able to go to Tallahassee while on paper. She doesn't. She lies about it. She doesn't get permission and just goes.
everybody told me about her. Everybody around town told me about her. I mean,
Yeah. He says, everybody around town told me about her. Yeah. If you go back, when I was like in June, when I was talking to him and trying to like give him the truth so that he could leave, there were people that he started working with that knew her and were telling him, you don't want to do that, right? So it isn't just his family. It isn't just his friends from the internet. It is also the people that live in this town. When they met him, they told him to haul ass.
and that's my fault for sticking around.
Right.
But a couple of days I called my brother. I said I had enough. This is the first time I found condoms.
Now, also, just so everybody understands, this brother is now deceased, and we support his family. We don't support this behavior.
He was in her purse. Then I went to the car last night and found this.
So let me ask you, what about as far as? Oh, no.
I did. I locked the door on her.
No, I'm saying as far as like damaging the house.
Oh, damn it.
Now, does anybody find it strange that Johnny is, for the most part, being honest? He's saying, I did. I locked the door. I packed her shit. I punched a hole in the wall, right? That's a little strange. Because this proves, I don't know if everybody gets it, this is proving that Johnny it's in there. He can be honest. She cannot.
Damage in the house? Yeah, I did. When I found out about the condom, I did punch a hole in the wall. I did. I'm fixing the hole in the wall. I'm doing the drywall repair. I mean, you're in love with this girl. You find condoms and needles. I don't think any man would react. Yes, I overreacted. Absolutely overreacted.
Taking accountability for things that he did wrong. Something Kelly cannot and refuses to do.
Could have reacted way better. But, I mean, it was rough. It was rough.
So did anything physical happen to you?
No, nothing physical happened. No.
So you never touched everything?
No.
You just punched holes in the wall?
Absolutely. I did hit a hole in the wall. I did. Her excuse was really stupid. And it made me a little mad. Yes, the excuse was just stupid. Because there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for anybody to find out in the first.
And he's not wrong. I agree, Alden. He's not wrong. There is no excuse for somebody that is in a monogamous relationship and is supposedly in recovery to have needles and condoms. There's only one reason. Hi, Ghost Be Lit. Sorry. There's only one reason somebody would have fucking needles, number one. Okay, I know he does, but this is what she creates, this toxic environment. Listen, one of the biggest reasons that I left like my marriage was because I was not showing my children what is acceptable in relationships. So what do you think you're teaching Alice, I'm sorry. All prayers and positive vibes sent to you. She tried to correct. She did, Elton. She had a kid calling me Auntie Marg. I don't even know her kid. We were not friends, y'all. So, like, you what are you teaching your daughter? What you're no better than Lori Jones. You didn't know who Johnny was when you moved him in. You're lucky that he was Johnny and not some fucking crazy person. Hi, Anita. But this, you ain't teaching your kid anything that is going to help her grow to be a secure woman without self-esteem issues. You're doing the exact opposite. Just so you know.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, you just have a seat right there for me, and I'll be right back.
But I'm going to leave. Let's just...
Okay.
Hi, I gotta go.
What's your first name?
Kelly.
How you spell it?
Kelly.
K-E-L-L-Y. Last name?
Rene Tucker. Tucker.
T-U-C-K. What's your date of birth?
So get to the prayer list. Hi, Shannon. I can't.
All right, so...
Please stop, Connor.
All right, so...
I gotta go. Let me go back.
So, all right, what happened today?
I was asleep.
Mm-hmm.
It was 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I was dead asleep. When I went to sleep, he was in the bed beside me.
Mm-hmm.
3 o'clock this morning, I get woke up and he's dumping stuff on top of me in the bed. Okay. I told him I wasn't arguing with him.
What did he throw on top of you? Condoms, rigs, that kind of stuff? The stuff that he found? Or no? Because I'd probably throw that shit too. I'm just being honest.
And I rolled back over and went to sleep, and he started texting my phone back to back.
While you in the house?
Yes.
Okay.
He was downstairs. I was upstairs.
Okay.
6 o'clock comes, and I was ignoring him because I wasn't going to argue with him anymore. This has been going on for 3 days. And he punches a hole in the wall above my head and grabs the drywall and pulls it out. It's still like that. It's all in my bed. It was all in my mouth, all in my nose, in my ear, and everything. And then I got my daughter up because my daughter was here. And she's been staying with my mom the last few days because he's been acting erratic.
Look, so you said your daughter was here?
Yeah. She was in bed asleep.
This morning?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How old is your daughter?
7.
So what's her name?
Cinnamon. I have no idea. Probably somebody that
So I got her up at 6:30, and I told her to get dressed. Let's go. So we went ahead and left. We normally don't leave for school until 7:15.
She does. Screenshot this. She is one of, from what I know, I mean, obviously it's secondhand information, but people have tried to tell her mother she's an active addiction. She's selling her ass, and her mother just doesn't listen to her because Kelly is a manipulative bitch. And it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate for the entire situation.
Mm-hmm. So I got her up and we left. And I didn't come back until I called dispatch because he had barricaded himself in the house and wouldn't let me in to shower or get anything. Okay. And he punched the side of my car. There's blood on my window. The dispatcher heard him punch the other side.
Oh, I see it.
It's right here.
I see it.
Yeah. And I told her I don't want him to go to jail.
Now, if we go back to the report, he says he sees it, but in that report, he said, hold on, I'll pull it up. He said, don't tell me I got to search for it again. Bitch. Hold on, y'all. Oh, like it's recent. I did not observe any damage to the window of any of Tucker's property. So
I just want him to get stable on his medicine because there's no way he's taking his medicine right if he's acting this way. There's no way. I got him in with a therapist. I got him in with behavioral health, and they can't see him again for 3 months.
Well,
so I'm just wondering, do you think that continuing to use substances is having a positive or a negative effect on the chemicals in his brain? Anybody? Amen, Kimberly. Do you think that the chemicals are helping or hurting his already not stable chemically brain?
This has been going on for 3 days now. He's punched holes all in the walls in the house. He started fixing some of them, but he didn't fix the 2 in the bed.
I also just want to be clear so that nobody twists what I'm saying. Punching holes in the wall is not acceptable. That's not what this is. This is not me enabling, saying it's okay, defending that type of behavior. That's not what this is. This is me telling and pointing out the fact that Kelly is continuing to lie about everything.
And they're from the last 24 hours. I talked to his son this morning. His son lives in Pittsburgh. His name's Gavin. He's 25. And he told me to call you guys.
All right, so I can't force him to go to any of the behavior stuff. I can't force him to do anything. I can only ask, and if he say yeah, then we'll take him. But if he say no, then did he ever hit you or anything else?
Put his hand on the back of my neck. He forced me onto the bed right before last. I mean, that's what I told my mom. That's why I didn't want to call anyone, because I didn't want to get in trouble. I just wanted to get help.
So I notate that in the report. But as far as
you and me both, Shan. You and me both.
didn't you call? You said the night before last, so that was today's Thursday, so that would have been Tuesday.
Tuesday morning, yeah.
So why you didn't call Tuesday night?
Because I don't need to get in trouble.
Well, you do realize these things escalate, right?
Yeah,
Do you know people?
he's never put his hands on me before.
I get that, but
He's never put his hands on me before that. Didn't you just make a video? Yes. Didn't you just make a video not long ago saying that that's all it is, Gabby's. That's all it is to her. That's not what it is to him, but that's what it is to her. So I'm confused.
you do understand, like, all it takes is that one time, and people lose their life just like that.
When he got mad the other day, he got a real baseball bat. And I have it on audio recording of him threatening to hit me with it. And I asked him to just please leave. I'll pay for the difference in the bus ticket, whatever his family won't pay for.
Oh, you're talking about him?
Amen.
You're talking about with him?
But I don't know how much the bus ticket is. He told me that his brother or his nephew bought one for Saturday. I talked to his son this morning, and he said that he knew.
So why haven't you done it yet? He had a bus ticket. He had a bus ticket, not to Seattle, but he did have a bus ticket. Why didn't he leave?
That they had talked to him about it, but he didn't know the details.
I'm just asking. Hold on a second. Why aren't the Margarita Club, right? Why are they not losing their ever-loving minds about them breaking no contact order? That's a little weird, that's a little strange. So y'all will sit with somebody that is a thief, a proven thief. What else? Is actively violating a no contact order. Actively stealing from people and lying about it. Also just went to jail. But y'all, pardon my confusion, because y'all thought that people didn't know that I paid John to drive me. That's a little strange. That's a little fucking strange.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What?
I'm sorry.
All right, so what can we do today? Like, what?
I just want to shower and get my stuff and leave until he's gone, or unless he leaves and he doesn't have anywhere to go, and I don't want him on the street, and I don't want anything to happen to him. I just came home to shower and change clothes to leave so I can go to work.
So where are you gonna go if you get?
I'll go sit in my car somewhere. I don't want him.
So, because right now it sounds like you're more worried about him than you are yourself. So you need to.
And I told my mom.
Well, because he said he would leave, but
he doesn't have anywhere to go.
I understand it, but you also just said you sleep in your car. So do you have any other place to go?
My daughter does, and that's all that matters.
So like I said, you
stay with my mom.
You can't stay with your mom. Hey, Marancy.
So wait. Why can't you stay with your mom, Kelly? That's weird. Why can't you go to your house and stay there if you needed somewhere to go to get away from somebody that is so abusive? Exactly, Shan. Right? You got that, right? You got it. Bingo, JJ. Bingo.
My car right here.
Do you want his son's information?
No, man.
Another time, this is what she does, just like Gabby, right? She tries to triangulate, right? That's weird, right? Isn't that crazy? I know that's right. I agree. I agree, Marla's mom. I agree. I 100%. I understand what you're saying. She is one of the most selfish people I've ever seen in your life. And I've said it. I say it often, right? It takes a different kind of person to be like the proof be right in front of your fucking face and continue to lie about it. That's a different kind of person. Normal people that lie here and there, once presented with proof, they're just going to be like, you're right. Right? Like this bitch will continue to make screenshots and fucking proof to push her own lies. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Front, back. Right here.
What's going on with him then?
I'll tell you, man. Front, back. Yeah, right there. I'm just curious. I ain't trying to get any business. Why can't you go stay with your mom?
Oh, I have a history of addiction. So my
History? A history. You have a history of addiction? How many people in here? Well, I don't know. How many people in here are ex-IV addicts that are in recovery? Okay. Because normal people in recovery, I'm telling you, butterflies, don't you love him? Normal people in recovery, just trigger warning really quickly. If you are an IV user, you understand that a lot of times the needle is harder to break than the drug, right? Okay. Why the fuck would a addict in recovery that was an IV user have bags of needles lying around? Anyone? Right, Stace. That's what, like, there is less than zero reasons for an ex-IV addict to have a bag of fucking needles. Okay? Because for a lot of people that were IV addicts, right, they get addicted to the ritual, right? They get addicted. That is just as big of a part as the addiction to the substance, okay? You're right. Let me back up. You're right. She is not a diabetic. She is a fucking fent addict. Congratulations to everybody with clean time, first of all. Secondly, you have to. It's the ritual of it. I know people that when they got clean, they would shoot water just to feel what it felt like. That this is not like, it is something completely different. If you are an IV addict, you are not walking around with a bag of fucking needles.
stepdad and I don't get it along.
Exactly, Tracy.
Gotcha. Okay. Give me a minute. I'll get that with you in just a second.
Everybody go 95?
No.
If condoms were expired, she is broke or dirty for not using. Lady Di, I think she does both. I think that she charges a higher rate for raw. Listen, I would be so fucking embarrassed, right? I would be so embarrassed having the things on the internet that is out there about her and having children. All right. The fact that she doesn't feel that proves that there is something majorly wrong with like there's some type of personality disorder, right? There ain't no fucking way. There ain't no way a normal person, amen, Giacomo, that's what I'm saying. There is no way in hell a normal person would be fucking mortified. Same, Shadell. I was also very, what's the right word? I was a very productive addict. Like I did everything I needed to do, even though I was in active addiction, until after I went to get clean. I wasn't an IV user for a long time, maybe a year. So it didn't, I don't know how to explain it, but I was a very productive addict until the very end. So, and I was always very selective and careful with that part of my life because I did have kids. So I had to be. I was not sloppy. I didn't leave shit laying around. I was not like that.
What did you say?
So she was saying that he found condoms and some house condoms in the house. Yeah, they woke up.
Her condom on his.
So, how you spell his first name?
Jay, I've got a picture of his license. Do you want it?
Yeah, that's fine.
He's still texting me from over there.
I got it.
Do you not spell his first name?
Yeah, Jon.
Oh, it's just
T-H-A-N.
Oh, Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Okay.
He does know. Yes, Marie. He does know. It's really unfortunate, but in these types of situations, right? That's what I'm saying. A normal. Let me back up. An IV addict in recovery is not going to have a bag of needles on them just in case. That's the point that like I'm trying to make. You know what I'm saying? Right. No, same Ghost. It wasn't until after I tried to get clean and then I relapsed that I really lost control. Before that, I was pretty functioning.
Adam Wilson. Oh, yes, Jonathan.
I'll explain. That's his date of birth. I see nothing coming up on my deal.
I don't think he's from here. Yeah, how do I got a license? Let me see. I was from New York, that's why.
He's only been here for a few months.
I got
That's the OLM out of New York. Yeah. And then you got one. You want?
How she know that?
She got a picture. But so yeah, so you walk up, she punched a hole in the wall, both on name on the leads. So
Anything you need more? See if we can get him to aspire.
I mean, can't really do that. Yes, we come out here. He been texting her, like texting. He said he was texting her the whole time we over here now.
So who found him?
Viola, I don't know. I was talking to somebody else about that because if let's just say this was me in this position, they would have been going through my shit looking for the paraphernalia. What do you mean? You know, I don't listen. I don't know, but because if it were me, they would have been searching my shit 110%.
Found him, her, right?
Yeah.
Found him. This is what she said. She found him. He found him in there. That's that it's not his.
Right. Yeah. Because she said it expired. Because she had it like before. They only been together 6 months.
Oh, okay. I mean, together 6 months. I mean, it's time to slow down.
So, but right now it's unfounded. I mean, as far as the damages, you're both of them.
They can both pay for the damage.
She said it's the first time he didn't punch holes in the wall, so he's been fixing them.
Tell her like, hey,
You got cars on you? You got some cars on you?
my car.
Where?
On the dash.
I'm sure that these listen, like JJ said, there is a lot of corruption in Huck County. 110% there's a lot of corruption in Huck County because the shit that I've seen fly there, I've never seen fly anywhere else. Ever in my entire life. Exactly.
All right.
When I got arrested in Jersey in 2001 with the ketamine case, right? It was right after Thanksgiving Eve. If you're not familiar, Thanksgiving Eve in New York City was the biggest party night of the year, right? So the cop cuffs me and brings me to like the station or whatever. And they say to me, do you have anything in your bag? We're going to search your bag. It's probably better if you come just let us know. And I was like, no, there's nothing in my bag. I forgot I had a fucking hit of E in my wallet. They charged me with that fucking hit of E. They charged me with 288 licks, conspiracy with intent to distribute, and a fucking hit of ecstasy. Crazy.
Forward to notification.
421.
Let me get stuff for numbers 1016. I found it.
15910.
No.
Imagine you're charging me with 288 yellows. If you don't know, yellows are a brand of ketamine. They were a yellow label, and at the time I was a club kid, right? And there was some drought going on. I don't know, but had I known before I got in that car to go buy the ketamine, I would have, if he would have told me that he was getting 2 cases of K for $7,500, I'd have looked at him like, you're being set up. You're dumb. Because at that point in time, a case of yellows was going for like 10K. So, but I had no idea. I'm sorry. Yes, that's clean. Listen, I know that people have different pathways to recovery and all this other stuff, right? I don't judge people if you're clean. I don't care if you're smoking weed. I don't smoke weed, but if it helps you stay clean, I don't give a fuck. Matt, don't care. I don't care. If you are living better, whatever, if you're doing anything to live better than you are and not relying on substances to alter your mind, then you are clean. Okay. That's my opinion. I know that it's actually one of the reasons that I kind of started departing from the traditional 12 steps. And I know that they're better now, but that was a big reason why I started doing my own thing, kinda, if you understand. But I'm glad that now there is so much centered around medical marijuana and it being really productive. I know the people that do get ketamine infusions, hi Grace, for PTSD, chronic pain, and I've seen it do great things, but it was also like my first DOC, so I wouldn't do that. But I understand people that do it, and there is significant proof to say that it changes your life. And as long as people get so fucking wild about it, as long as you're a better person today than you were yesterday, and you're not using a substance to alter your mind, you are clean to me.
Both came back nigga. Both came back nigga.
Yeah.
Mr. Wilson, I'll be with you in just a second. All right. So here's gonna be a case number for this incident. It's gonna have what you stated, have what he stated. Let me ask you a question.
Right, Stacey, and I think that that's the thing. I never thought that I would stay on that for the rest of my life. I did try to get off in 2023, and I tapered for about, let's see, August, September, October, November, December, April, March, 6 months. All right, 6 months. I tapered. I was damn near off. I was down to like a quarter every 3 fucking days. I overdosed, and I was like, this ain't what I want. It happens. But after I did that, right, I had to surrender, right? I knew at that point in time that I was stretched super thin, right? I should have increased, but I wanted to get off. Like, I wanted to get off so badly. I was just so tired of kind of relying on the medication. After I overdosed, I decided if I have to stay on this medication for the rest of my life, because it does have a buffer. Hi, Lily. It does have a buffer as far as limiting cravings. You understand? I accepted, because that was a big thing for me. I didn't want to stay on a medication for the rest of my life. But however, me being on this medication for the rest of my life, if that's what it is better than me risking the alternative, right? And y'all gotta remember, at that point in time, I almost have 3 years back. I had 5.5 years when I used and relapsed. Okay. I almost have 3 years back. March. John relapsed at the end of January and was using in my house. All right. For months. I wasn't as successful from with methadone. I wasn't. I still used other things, but I'm much more successful with Suboxone. I'm able to achieve longer runs of sobriety. But I had to surrender to that thought that if I got to be on the medication for the rest of my life, then I got to be on it for the rest of my life. And when I first went back, like, do you know, it fucking killed me that I just went through 6 months of a fucking taper. And after I overdosed, I shot right back up to 16 milligrams a day. All right. That killed me. But I knew that it was the better alternative than me being, at the time, like, my mom was just diagnosed with cancer. John and I were legitimately, it was just a fucking mess, right? There were people, Lily, Ryan, like, people around me knew what was going on, but it wasn't a public thing, right? It wasn't something that was made public until like a year later. So I was dealing with it all secluded. You know, my friends knew, but it wasn't something I addressed publicly. And I just figured it was better that I did that and then to risk it, because the truth of it is, and maybe that needed to happen. You understand? Maybe I needed to overdose, because I had never overdosed in active addiction. But you got to remember that when I got clean, it was heroin, not fent. It was heroin when I got sober, right? And I had been clean for 5.5 years, and I overdosed. I don't know why somebody said it was my neighbor that came to give me CPR. It was not a neighbor, just to make that clear. But methadone didn't. And I'm not saying that it's not possible for other people to be successful with methadone. It just wasn't. It wasn't for me. I think that as far as tapers go, the slower the better. But I think that there's a site, like, if you put in, let me try to find it. I think if you Google Suboxone or buprenorphine taper, it'll make a table for you to how to. But I know that last little bit is the fucking hardest to do. It really is.
So as far as temptation, do you want him to, y'all trying to cut off all?
Yeah, lumpy. And I don't think that, like, it was so crazy, because I don't think that, like, I was trying to get high. I was just trying to escape. And I think that that's where the problem comes from. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think I was going to overdose, right? But does anybody ever think they're going to overdose? Villain? No. Leave her alone. But I think that it scared me, because I had never overdosed ever in active addiction. And at the end of my addiction, I was an animal. No. Oh, my bad. Her treat's on the floor. Like I did not care, you know? So I didn't overdose while I was in active. She's trying to get to the baby. I didn't overdose in active addiction. It was after having years clean because the drugs they're not the same. And it really is lumpy, period. It really fucking is Russian roulette. And I think that I needed that. I feel like I needed that to be like, I can't explain it, but like when I came to, like I looked at John and I was like, I can't do this. Like this is not what I want. And I looked at him and I said, the one thing that I know I don't want to be is an active addict. And I've been clean since. Yeah, she's sitting right here now, just looking. Yes, John at the time John was using, right? And it wasn't, I had never had experience with meth. You guys aren't going to stop, huh? Move. No. Move. Beat it. Hold on, y'all. No, that's not for you. Leave it. No good. Beat it. Go somewhere else. Come on. Watch out, Finn, before I step on your tail. Oh fuck, I forgot to give him a treat. I always had Narcan. It did, but not for long. It did. He probably stayed clean for like, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks, maybe. It might have been 2 or 3 weeks, but it did something to him because he found me like that, you know, on the bathroom floor, and I thought that it might help and change things a bit, but it lasted like 2 or 3 weeks, and then he went back, and I wound up leaving shortly after. But we had a friend at the time that was a nurse, and she came and gave me CPR. Not a neighbor. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, that's it's crazy now, Dirty Smurf. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think that it's really sad. The opiate epidemic is really has caused a lot of like damage and ripple effects, you know, and it's really sad. There's like a whole generation of grandparents that, yeah, two of a kind. Yeah, it always has been now. When I was a heroin addict and John was a crackhead. When I met him, he was clean. So let me back up a second. He had like 5 years clean around that time, and then I wound up relapsing in September, I think. I don't remember exactly, but we relapsed and we ran, and then I got court ordered to go into treatment in December of 2020. No, December 2017, and he relapsed in January of 2023. Like, you know when like you know something's up but you don't know what it is, and I couldn't put my fucking finger on it. And he came to me and he told me he had hired this new employee, and the guy, he wasn't a kid, he was a meth addict, and he came to me and he said, I need help. I tried meth and I want to stop. And I kept trying different approaches, you know, trying to get him to like straighten out, and nothing works. They have to stop when they're done, you know. But I tried. There was nothing that I didn't try, but at what cost? You know, if I'm doing everything in my power to try to help you, and it's not only falling on deaf ears, sorry, but also causing damage to me mentally, then you have to go, you know?
communication, or
It's not even that. I just want to get out.
well, I can't put him out because he lives right. So I mean, we can. If you, how you want to do? Do you want to stay here, or I mean, I can't make either one of y'all leave.
I just want to shower. I didn't stop.
As far as shower, we can't stay here while you shower. But I mean, if you just gonna grab a couple things, we can.
And then it's
So you want to do that? We'll stand by, let you grab a couple things.
It's
Are you sure?
he says he'll let me take it to behavioral health.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
So
wish let you guys take it, but as long as I go, that's all I care about.
okay. So real quick, one of these is a Q. I don't know which QR code it is, but one of these it has resources for because this is technically family violence out living together. One of them give you different resources that you might need to look into. I mean, I really don't know what to tell you as far as the situation.
This is years ago. Years ago. He's been clean. I have hold on, I'll tell you right now. November of 2024. I'll tell you in a second. 21 years is amazing. No. Yeah, November 16th, 2024. This is years ago. But when I did leave, he just got worse.
I could tell you to leave, but at the end of the day, that's your decision. What are you gonna do? So I'm gonna tell him the same thing. So I'm gonna have to come and make come to some agreement or whatever the case may be.
He put my stuff outside, so he thinks that he can kick me out because his name is first on the lease.
I already told him about that. So if you want to, just go ahead and get it and take it back in the house.
Can I pull my card?
Yeah. Other than that, do you need anything from me? This yours? Your drink? You need anything else from me?
No, sir. Thank you.
Yo, the drugs out there are fucking scary. Okay, they're scary. The fact that you don't even have to shoot and you could sniff trank and still get those sores is scary as fuck. That is enough for people to be like, it's enough for me, right? It is enough. Oh man, I'm sorry. Oh my God, that's so sad. But right, that it and let me tell you something. I'm so grateful because those people, they don't start out getting addicted to trank, right? It's like they start with thinking that it's fent, right? And unfortunately, the dealers are not honest, and you could get it just from sniffing it. That is fucking wild. That blows my mind. And by then, you're already fucking right. That too. There is no recreational use anymore. But you get those sores not even knowing. Right, same, Satan. Same. Even though, like that's the one that got me. Like, I would party because I was a club kid. I used club drugs, not real drugs, and it is fucking crazy. It's scary. It is scary. And I'm just glad that that's not some. I'm so grateful that my kids they're both my kids, like, they drink. My son smokes weed. Yeah, there is. Lily, I have seen people die of fent overdoses from smoking crack. It's a thing. It is Russian roulette. You pick it up, terrible. It is terrible, Lumpy. And it's sad because the drugs that are out there now, trank specifically, it's man-made, right? Suboxone, I have seen people go into precipitated withdrawal after 72 fucking hours of their last use. All right. On top of that, you get sicker faster. So it leaves your body faster, but it doesn't matter. You're still getting precipitated withdrawal. Crazy. Scary is an understatement. It is so scary, and I'm so glad that my kids, both of them, like my son smokes weed, but 33 is a miracle. Congratulations. But it is scary. It is terrifying. And I've always been hand sanitizer access. Really? Precipitated same, Stace. Same. Precipitated withdrawal is rough. So, but they have, and that is what keeps a lot of these addicts on the street, right? Because they're afraid of trying to be sick because they know that the precipitated withdrawal is going to come if they try to get clean. It's so bad with these new drugs that they have started implicating. There's a whole way to induce the Suboxone induction. That way people, they have more of a chance, you know? Right. I know they say like weed is a drug, right? But I don't know. I don't know that people are selling their asses for weed, you know? I don't see. Yes, people are so fucking strange with that conspiracy theories about my kids. Y'all are wild. Nobody left my kids anywhere. I don't know if you know that. I raised my kids. Y'all don't like to hear it. I guess you have an aversion to the truth, I guess. But listen, these drugs are just different, y'all. They're so different. I agree, Kimberly. I agree. Yeah, but you have to get the weed, like getting it on the street. I don't know that I would even do that if I did smoke weed. If I smoked weed. If I smoked weed, I would go to a dispensary only. That would be because you don't know. And that's the scariest part about it, is that like I remember overdoses being like I didn't raise my kids. I dropped them off on somebody's doorstep. Whose doorstep? Mine? What the fuck? It's like they just come up with such weird shit. I don't like what? I didn't meet John in rehab. What is wrong with y'all? No, that's what I'm talking about. Ghost Be Lit is there is a way that they can titrate, right? They can titrate the xylazine dose. Right? Meaning, let me back up a second. You're still using the xylazine, right? But you're lowering the dose as you're increasing the Suboxone, the buprenorphine, right? There's a way that they do it in medical facilities, right? You could look it up. There's a name for it, and it's drawing a blank right now. But you can calculate your dose, right? And you're still using xylazine in the first couple of days, but you're lessening the xylazine and increasing the buprenorphine. It's possible. It's very it's very technical. That might be a good right. I don't think there is any more beautiful disaster because the drugs, they're just different. They really are. It's scary. It is so scary.
Yeah, so I can call him, have him get me a hotel room. I can get me an Uber to a hotel room. I just talk to him and I'll go.
All right, Mr. Wilson. So this is going to be the case number for this incident.
Thank you.
One of those QR codes on there is a resource list for different resources that
Thank you.
either you or her may need. So
I don't want any issues. Like I said,
Get rid of her. Listen, not physically, but get rid of her mentally.
Yeah.
So if you going to go back to New York, that might be the best.
It's not that Trank doesn't respond to it. It doesn't necessarily respond to it. You could try to keep administering, but it's not gonna make.
When I found it in her purse, it was like 2 needles in a condom. What I found in the car last night was like a bag of condoms. Like, dude.
So real quick, just so you know.
Wait a second. He said what he found in the car was a bag of condoms. So the two separate situations. Yeah, xylazine is everywhere, I think. Right.
You can't put yourself out. You can't.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I did overreact. I'm sorry. I talked to my brother. He's going to get me a hotel and an Uber. I'm going to stay outside. I promise. You guys can drive by. I'll be sitting right by that fence. You can handcuff me to that fence if you want to. Cool. No, she can go inside. I'll stay out here. My brother, sorry. That one's on the phone.
Other than that, you got any other
No,
questions?
I don't have any issues. I'm sorry. I'll stay away. I don't want any issues, gentlemen. I definitely won't let you pull back. I'm sorry for all of this. You said my boss leaves for 2 days. I just want to go home and forget this.
Okay.
Really sucks.
All right, I'm going.
So, oh God, Lori Jones, dude. I cannot with her. I just cannot deal with Lori. Tracy, same. I legally got hooked by a doctor. That's how my addiction started. Right? It was just really bad acting too. Like, it's not even like you're believable. And it's unfortunate because I think that see, I would probably try to, so I don't blame you. It's been a while since I've had to administer Narcan, but it's right. My drug dealer was a doctor, right? Finny, what's her doing? Come here. Come and say hi. You want to say hi? Hold on, I gotta move out of the device because I keep comments. Finny, say hi. Oh, say hi, Finny. Oh, say hi. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. Oh, say hi. Right, it was so different then, Mama Goose. It was so different then. It really is. Right, it happens. Listen, that's how. Oh, happy early birthday, Erica. Right, no, same, Tracy. And you know what's a crazy thing? I think about this often because I was not put on Vicodin, Percocet, straight to Oxy 30s, right? And I was in nursing school at the time, and I was so fucking naive, okay? And it's like my mind didn't want to accept the fact because I was like, no Oxycontin. No Oxycontin. I don't want Oxycontin. All right. But it was the same thing. I was so naive to it. And I think that maybe not naive. I think that I knew, but I didn't want to know, and it was a problem every fucking semester. When I would go register for clinicals, I had to get all kinds of shit. And then it just got worse. I had doctors in 4 different boroughs. I was getting thousands of pills a month. Legitimately. And I could still right now, if I really wanted to, walk into a doctor with my MRI of my spine and they would give me more. And I think that's the right, me too. But remember, what's that Netflix doc, y'all, about the opiate epidemic? I watched it and I was like, holy shit, like this is scary because right, exactly, Tracy. And then it was give me 240 oxycodone, right? And then you're gonna give me 15 fucking dilaudid, all right, and 10 fent patch. That's one doctor. They started me on 30s because they were getting kickbacks. That's why they were doing it. And it is a shameful existence. Listen, Julie, I say it all the time. My ex-husband is allergic to opiates. All right. Yes. What's the name of that one? All right. I can remember my house was being renovated, right? So my cousin at the time, her husband was an overseas basketball player. So she would go to Russia, Israel, like she was gone, during season. So I was staying in her apartment while my house was being renovated. And it was wintertime. And my ex-husband was carrying groceries in and fell on ice. All right. I had never seen an ankle like that, ever. He goes to the hospital and he was in pain at the time. We were running his parents' deli. And I was sniffing oxys at this point. And I gave him, okay, listen to me. I gave him a quarter a quarter of a 30, okay? That man threw up and was green for like 3 fucking days. And there are things that I am just so grateful for, and that is one of them. Because if my ex-husband did not have that allergy to opiates, things would have been very different in my life. You know? And I feel like, right, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it was just, but I was so grateful in hindsight, you know, after I got hooked and I was trying to get clean and relapsing and trying to get clean and relapsing, trying to get clean and relapsing. And what that is one of the things that I've just always been grateful for. Hi. Right. And I never seen anything like it. He went in and opened the deli the next day and he was legitimately green. And I was like, oh my goodness, it was a quarter of an oxy. But it is one of the things that, no, but that's different, right? I always want to say your name, but I always am going to fuck it up. So I'm just going to call you Para. That is different. And there's a difference between dependency and addiction, right? I understand that there are people that are chronic pain patients and now they have trouble getting meds, you know, because of the opiate epidemic that the doctors created. Okay, let's think about that. They knew damn fucking well what they were doing when they did it. There is no way that people thought that OxyContin was not addictive. All right. And I think that I understand that there are people, oh yes, that might be it. There are people that have to take the medication. And Marie, it's one of the things that I am most grateful for ever in my life, because I was on a prescription, right? So it became an issue. I missed it. I'm sorry. Right, exactly. And I understand that there are people that are not addicts that have to take these medications to function. I understand that. I don't think that everybody that takes narcotic is an addict. The addict part comes to the brain, right? And you know what I realized later? It was much later, but I remember being like going to these doctors and my back was always hurting. All right. Just for some context, my L4, L5, L6, I had 0 discs at 27. I have scoliosis. I had arthritis in my spine at 27, and my coccyx is also misshaped. All right. There wasn't any doctor in New York City that was not going to prescribe me exactly what I wanted. And my brain, I didn't know this until I got some education as far as like addiction goes. And I was in so much pain, but it was my brain telling me that I was in pain. It's the craziest shit. That like the way addiction works. Hi, my reason for life. The way that addiction tricks your brain into thinking that you're in more pain than you actually are just to get you hooked into addiction is truly fascinating. Not in a good way, but it is fascinating. Right. And it's true. Right. It is very different. And, you know, it's crazy because when John and I first started dating, I was in the hospital for I had kidney stones, right? And remember, he was out of prison maybe 2 months, less than 2 months, really, when I met him. Right. It's crazy, JC. And I was against narcotics. I was literally living in a halfway house. I didn't want to take narcotics, but the kidney stone was fairly large and I couldn't take it anymore. Right. And they came in and I finally accepted Dilaudid. Right. This is before I was an IV addict. Keep that in mind. Okay. The nurse comes in. Right now, at this point in time, John, hi, Kick Rocks. John was an IV user. I wasn't. Okay. Remember that. I wasn't an IV user yet. And they came in and like tied off, and he'll tell you that my face, and I was like, I don't like it, right? It's the rush. I didn't like it. Like, I was like, I don't like it. He had to leave the fucking room because he was like, I seen it in your face. I knew exactly what was going on. He had to leave the room. And then after we relapsed, it just became a thing. Yeah, he's funny. Right. It's crazy. But I understand that there's a difference, right? There's a difference, but Dilaudid isn't good any other way, if you catch my drift. But there's a difference between people that actually need it. And here's the thing. Even people that are in recovery, right? There comes points in time that they need to have some pain control. We're not martyrs, right? You know, there are times that I've gone, it's not my first kidney surgery, nor was it my last. Okay. There are times that I've had to because I couldn't take it. And my pain tolerance is pretty good. High wage, please. But I will not leave the hospital with a script, right? There are safeguards that you could put in place to not go there again, you know? Suboxone is terrible for pain. Terrible for pain. It may, and I was actually surprised that there were doctors that were saying that methadone is much more effective for pain. Suboxone has a ceiling in it, right? So let's say you go on Suboxone for pain management. It might be effective because buprenorphine in itself is a powerful opiate. It may be effective for like a week or two, but once your body adjusts to it, it's not going to work for pain as effective as methadone will. But that's why it's good for what it's used for in opiate dependence, not pain management. Right. Two things could be true at the same time because it's a mindset. And I know that there are doctors that try to use Suboxone for pain control, and it's not a good medication for pain control. Listen, Mongoose, I'm gonna jinx myself, and I know it, but it has been the last kidney issue I had was 2022, I think. I think it might have been 2022. I've been good lately, but it's because I don't drink water. You know, it's and my right kidney is more of a problem than my left, if that makes sense. I don't know, but it's usually this one. And I get stents put in and taken out and put in and taken out. It's crazy. Right. Exactly. There's water and coffee. That's what I say, Tiffany. That's what I say. Exactly. Princess of Darkness. I get it. Don't get me wrong. Hi, Caddy. I'm not, when I relapsed and I came back, I went back up to 16 milligrams a day. And it was kind of, I was upset about it, but I knew that it had to be done, you know? I knew that it needed to be done. Listen, I sent my daughter, y'all are gonna kill me. I sent my daughter a picture of a water bottle, and she was like, "Oh, that's the first time I've ever seen you drink water." My daughter will be 22 in July, and she was like amazed because she always tells me drink water. Both of my kids are really good with water. Drink water, Mom, drink water. And I sent her a picture of water telling her like, this is how thirsty I was. And she was like, holy cow. Because I just don't drink water. Lily, I used to be better at that. Like I used to drink lemon water, grape water. I like fruit water, but I just don't anymore. I don't drink Red Bull. Energy drinks give me heart palpitations. So I just don't. Yeah, I'm terrible about it, and I keep telling myself that I'm gonna get better, and I don't. I used to drink a lot of soda though. So, and I remember y'all when I cut it was Pepsi actually. When I cut Pepsi out of my diet, I legitimately lost like 20 pounds. Just soda. I know. See? So like everybody else has what they drink. It's I just prefer um I prefer coffee. Yeah, my kids are 12 months and 2 weeks apart. I'm looking for something in here. Yeah. I don't drink and yeah, I don't drink energy drinks. I never really been a fan though. So I've never been big with water. It was Pepsi and then it went right into coffee. Yep, Irish twins. Yep. They are 12 months and 2 weeks apart and I was devastated because I was like, what the fuck? Because I was young. Right. No, I don't know. My pee doesn't smell like coffee, but. Oh, really? I should, my daughter's working on her thesis in the labs. And I feel bad. She's having a rough time. Hi, Aaron. Cherry Coke has never been my thing either. But I don't drink. I know that I think that in like the 8 years combined, after even in between with the relapse, I think that I could count on two hands how many times I've drank alcohol. It's not like I've never had an issue with alcohol, but it's just not my thing. Like I'll drink socially very rarely, Wait, I'm sorry. Because when I went to Mexico, I drank like every day, but that was because we were in an all-inclusive. So I would like drink a strawberry daiquiri just because we paid for it, I don't like that one. I know that there's some people talking about the suspension, and that's not new, y'all. She's not suspended anymore. And nobody is calling her a crash out. Lori Jones is a fucking liar. I haven't kept up with it, but I do know that was the topic of conversation. I think she's been back to school for like over a week now. It's not a new thing. But she is, they're aware of the situation. Right. I take drug tests all the time. Also, people can't make up their minds if I am, apparently I'm a meth addict now, but then I'm gaining weight. So I don't know. It's super weird. Yeah, I know, y'all. But all I could say, hi, Sassy Bear, is they're watching. They're watching. They were there recently. Because there's some concerns about Lori being ineffective about things that need to be addressed, and it's being worked on. I don't know, to be honest. I know Lori keeps trying to push this. You know what she does that I can't fucking stand is she says these things, right, within earshot of those kids, right? It's almost like she's trying to create this environment. I don't want to say trauma bond, but very similar. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I don't really keep up with her anymore. I just know the stuff that's being done, but I know that they were there. I know that I know that they were there. I think that the police were also there because of a medication issue. It should never be a time that a child should be without an asthma inhaler. That's kind of dangerous. I agree, Elton. And I agree, Marie. I also agree with that. Which video, Para? She is trying to, but they know. They know. They know that she knows that people on the internet are not saying that. I know, which please. It blows my mind that people can. JJ has it up. JJ, comment in the chat. Got receipt, go expose it. It's all she says. Listen, she makes excuses to go live. I don't know why. Hi, witchy woman. I hope you're doing all right. JJ has them, Para. She has them up on her channel. I just played them and commented on it. Listen. Hi, Gen X. I'm about to end. Oh, you're good. It really, they know. It really hurts my heart for them because I think that one at least tries to do the right thing and be better. And I don't think, I hope you're doing all right. I don't think that, Lori is taking care of things that need to be done in these situations. There is never a fucking reason those children should not be seeing a therapist. Okay? Ever. And I'm not saying that to be a bad, like, to be bad. I'm not saying that I'm saying that is going to be the most effective way to get them mental situated, because Lori Jones is not effective for their mental health. In fact, I personally believe that she is the opposite of that. Therefore, they need to be in some type of structured therapy so that they can try to counteract what they've been learned and taught is acceptable when it's not. Catch my drift? And the fact, good luck. Oh man, I hope that you're all right. And the fact that she's not conscious of that, they probably should have been in therapy a very long time ago. Let's be honest here. And it really bothers me that she's so flagrant about, how can I word it? I saw that kid's TikTok page, and I'm telling, if it were my daughter, there would be a problem. There would be a problem. And she doesn't seem to care. She's getting on the internet and talking about taking accountability for cursing because people are watching. There's much more out there, mimicking sexual things and vaping publicly on a public platform as a minor preteen is wild behavior. Exactly. And that's what makes me sad. That's what makes me sad is that if it were me, right? Like I'm just gonna try to back up a second. I put my kids in therapy so that I could try to combat the external things that were, you understand, or sports, right? Sports was my biggest thing as far as my kids go, because I knew it was going to be a deterrent, because they had me and their father as a parent. I had to have a deterrent. I had to have something to keep them active in, to have their mind distracted, because I didn't want them to have free time. I appreciate you, Para. Right, Dirty Smurf. And it makes me sad for them. Hi, Billy. It makes me sad for them because Lori's too much of a fucking idiot to realize that those things are not good predictors of future behavior. Does that make sense? Oh, I appreciate you, Billy. You know what I'm saying? Lori doesn't have the mental capacity, okay, to understand that, hey, if she's doing these things at 12 and 13, what the fuck is she going to be like at 18? And she doesn't even attempt to try to steer the other way. Does that make sense? No, not a parent. She's never been one, though. You know? Hi, Teach. I appreciate you. She's never been a real parent. She always had all these other people agree. Minnie, I agree. And I'm lucky because sports did it. Sports were really good. My kids were so active, though. You know, my son, baseball, football, flag football. My daughter played softball, dance. They were always in something. And it does. It teaches them life lessons. It really does. It's embarrassing to me. I can't listen. I cannot imagine being 65 years old and making a motherfucking hate page on anybody. I would be mortified. I know, be gross. And I hate to submit to that, though. You know? I hate to submit. I agree, two of a kind. I hate to submit to anybody being a lost cause or a product of their environment. Because there were so many people that thought that I was a lost cause. And that's why I'll always say, like, as long as there's a pulse or a respiratory rate, like, we got a chance, you know? Now, does that mean that everybody deserves that energy from me? No. But they were the best. They were the best things for me, sports, right? Like, I have it tattooed on my body. Not all who wander are lost. And I truly believe that. I really do. And that's why I try, even with the people that people don't think deserve it. I believe that everybody deserves a chance at recovery and redemption. Now, if you're not going to fucking listen and you're going to do your own thing and try to make things my fault, I don't got nothing for you. Oh, you're good. Oh my God, did y'all see Dirty Hands Dodge get arrested? I wonder how the people feel that, like, ran over there to like, hate bond, you weird fucks. What do you think you look like now? My kids, they've always been really good at, yeah, he sure did. I know, Christy, but the only thing that I can say is that it is actively being worked on. Right? I know that people get disheartened when I say that, but I wouldn't say that unless I knew. Does that make sense? I know. Doxing, revenge porn. There was a couple of them. Yeah, you did. I saw it. Somebody sent me the article. Was it yesterday or the day before? The older one, not the younger one. It was the older one. It's been a while. This isn't a new thing. I don't know. Granted, I don't know why it's coming up, but she went back to school. I want to say 2 weeks ago. Zero responsibility. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. And I really think, I was thinking about this the other day. I really think that boarding school helped me with, like, my not give a fuck, right? Because until you've had to stand up at a table and have people screaming and yelling at you for something chances are you didn't even fucking do, and you have to, like, tune it out, then I really feel like it fucking made me able to deal with it. Yeah, but I know I wouldn't say, like, if I didn't have, if it wasn't something that I knew wasn't being actively worked on, I just wouldn't say anything. Or like with the dogs, when I knew that it wasn't going anywhere with Lori's animal control, I stated publicly and I gave that information to put it, to other people to handle it. But I know that this is actively being worked on by several mandated reporters. I'm looking for it. I'm sorry. I know it's so sad. They do be gross. It's a thing. It's a thing. And that's what's sad to me. Nobody should be. I don't like that people do, like, nobody should green screen slip and repost it. That's not right either. The kids, listen, I understand that people have their opinions about it. I do. I get that. But I think that it's not it's such a difficult situation because it's really not their fault that she's their mom. And it sucks that it's become their problem, and she is just not giving a fuck enough to do anything about it. Like, that sucks. Because, like, with my kids, right, like, there were conversations that were necessary, right? And she's never going to be capable of that. Hi, Sweepy. Like, if you go back and you, with the Victoria series, I said, like, it's so important. These conversations for people in recovery that may have caused some damage along the way, those conversations are some of the most important conversations that you're ever going to have with your kids. And denial and avoidance and invalidating the way they feel about it is only going to cause more damage. The only way to get through that and grow from it is to validate it. You can't tell them that you didn't make them feel, or your actions or your addiction didn't make them feel the way they felt. It doesn't work that way. Right. And that's what I hope, but I know. Hold on, y'all. It's literally crazy that she blames, like, it's been your kid's whole life, but it's the people on the internet. How the fuck does that work? Honestly, how does that work? Right, exactly. Of course, Julie. I think that we've all been there. If you're a good parent, you've apologized. Even when my kids were young, right? I've always been much more of a communicator. Like, if I had to reprimand them, I would always go back to them and apologize. As a parent, I would apologize. I'm sorry, but you have to understand this is why we can't do this, right? I've also always been very open, age appropriate with my kids. And that's why even to this day, my kids will come and talk to me way before they'll go and talk to my ex. But this is why. And I think that a lot of us grew up in this era of children should be seen and not heard, right? I parented from a different angle and believe that even though they're kids, they deserve respect, right? And I think that you have to know, same, Billy. And I never knew that was a thing. I never knew that was, I know, it's really sad. Same, two of a kind. So I don't think she's going to take the Sublocade shot. I think that she likes to talk about education, but doesn't do anything regarding education. But that's just me. That's my opinion. I do also think that I've thought this for a while. I don't know if Mickey Mouse fans in here, but I've thought for a while that she was mandated to some type of program. I've thought that for a while. Right, Julie, same. Same. And not just that, I remember when I first went to treatment, when I first started trying to get clean, I told, oh yeah, no, don't watch it, Para. She just the fact that she can't complete a full sentence is infuriating. Never mind her fucking Wi-Fi connection. I would talk to my kids and I was not, like too much information, but I told them, the doctor put me on a medicine and I got addicted to it, and that that if, because they're my blood, if they do drugs when they grow up, they're gonna like it more than their friends, and it worked. My kids have never been into that kind of stuff. Yeah, Billy doesn't like it very much though. I have to wait until she gets a little bigger. I just get really nervous. Is the 4-year Upper Kelly being arrested? I don't know that we got that one yet. And I really think it's, my daughter did that internship with the DA over the summer, right? And my ex-husband is very, well, I didn't do that, right? Where I came from a place of experience, right? Don't do this, because my ex-husband just denied it, right? And when my daughter was doing the internship, she found his arrest, okay? And that makes him look bad, right? Because if they're going, and I love Allegedly's videos too, she makes me laugh. If they're looking up my stuff, right, and they're seeing things, all things that like we've talked about openly, my kids are not babies anymore, right? When they find out in their own and they feel, well, I would feel like you lied about it. I don't know. I've always been really open, age appropriate, right? I wasn't explaining things, and when they were 8 and 9 years old, I wasn't talking to them about shooting heroin, but it worked. And I think that that's a really good way, because my mom didn't, my mom was, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, but she never told me the why. Does that make sense? Right? Like she never said, don't do drugs because I did them and they weren't good, and I just feel that had she done that, I might have been more educated about it, if that makes sense. And it wasn't because she was trying to hide something. I was very sheltered as a kid. But it's, oh yeah, Anita, it's a thing, and they do. It's just like the internet. People are going to find out no matter what. It's the truth. I think that that's really bad. I think that it's bad when you're separated to shit talk the other parent to each other. I think that, especially if you have young kids, I think that's really. Hi, Indiana Nana. And that's true too. It could be generational, right? Same, Lady Di. I had my kids at 22 and 23. But right, but that in itself is racist, right? And she doesn't have the intelligence to understand that just her very separation of people by race is racist. You follow me? She doesn't understand that her classifying people, defining them by their race or nationality, is in itself racist. She doesn't think like you or I do, Exactly, Dirty. Oh, listen, Billy, I really thought I was going to get it rough. And if one of my kids were going to be wild, it was going to be my son. And I've been so blessed. Right. No, same. Mongoose, same. I know. And it's so fucking weird. It is so weird. Right. Same. And I'm so glad. My son had, he slipped a disc in 2023, maybe 2022, around there. And my ex-husband had to legitimately carry him to the hospital. And he was so afraid to take an oxy 5 milligram oxy. And I don't know that, it's a little extreme, right? Like, but I instilled that in them. He was terrified that if he took this fucking 5 milligram oxycodone, his entire life was going to be trashed. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's Tracy, my ex did that. My ex did that, but my kids know. My kids know. So my ex-husband told the court that I was physically violent with a baton, and my kids were there for that event, and they knew it didn't happen. But my kids know that he lied to the court. They grew and saw it on their own. I didn't have to do it. Oh, Bo, I'm about to end. Amen, Gen X. I know. I'm so blessed, and I'm so glad that they're good kids, because it could have been very different, but you have to put the work in. And that's just what it comes down to. I don't know why people think the things that they do, but it's fucking strange. It's fucking strange for people to be putting my children's name on a fucking subreddit when my children have never been a part of my platform. Okay? Never, not one time ever have I ever reached out to someone's child. Never, not one time. And then they get upset, right? They get upset because other people that don't even like me can look at your actions and say, y'all are fucked up. That's why y'all get in the situations you're in. Fucking weirdos. I wish that my kids would tell them to fuck off. They might be good kids, but, yeah, it's weird. Fucking weird ass energy. But things are they'll figure it out. I ain't gonna say shit. I know. Poor Katie. Poor Katie. I would be so fucking embarrassed, dude. I would be so embarrassed to be that age and doing this shit. That's just me. She's big mad. She tried to privacy strike my video. People with hate pages, like, they expect me. I'm about to end, Dog Mama. They expect me. I just got to sit and take it. God forbid I give a fraction of that shit back. Then they're victims. It's the wildest shit I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Oh, she's definitely watching. She has problems. Like, that's crazy. I would be so embarrassed at this age. I wouldn't have run a fucking hate page at 20, and I was a crazy person at 20. I have never been afraid to say exactly what I need to say with my fucking face and my entire chest out. Legit. Oh, I know, Billy. I don't pay them no minds. I know people. Wait, how did you do that? That's what I'm saying. They all have the same minds, and it's almost scary. Like, this is not normal behavior. It is crazy. Oh, well, I hope that things work out. It's pathetic, dude. I never in a million years am I gonna sit on a fucking platform with somebody that contacted my children. No fucking way. It is embarrassing. But I'm going to tell everybody the same thing. Just hang back, because the fallout, it ain't far. It ain't far. Trust that. Oh, Katie is pickle juice. She has her own playlist now. I'm sure she's going to be upset about it. I really don't give a single fuck. But you could rest assured that if I had that many grandchildren, I would be spending my time with them, not making fucking hate pages on the internet. Fucking weird. Miserable as fuck. Pathetic, if you ask me. She's at the beginning. I had her out. She was on my lap at the beginning of the live. All right, y'all. I hope you have a good night. Try not to be a piece of shit today. Katie, you're fucked. You're gonna be fucked for a while, but you'll figure it out. Oh, it's far from over. And like, I got the transcripts sitting on unlisted. Like, people have seen it. So I hope you're not out here lying to people about the way that things really went. You know, I don't know. Call me crazy. Yeah, I know that I saw a video on TikTok when I opened it before about a squishy life, but it was like days old. Yes, happy birthday, Erica. Everybody else, I hope that the people that are having the health concerns, that things go well. I'm gonna feed them now because it's late. I'm already mid late. I hope everybody has a good night. Yes, and we are proud of everybody in here with recovery time. You know, Kelly, that doesn't include you, just so you know. You can't blame everything on Mascot Johnny's mental health, even though I do agree that there are some issues there. I'm pretty sure that they all lead back to your lies. All right? And stop making fake fucking screenshots. You get caught and you look fucking stupid. If you missed it, JJ has the actual live. And also, don't forget, if I already have, I was talking about that, Stace, early. If I already have your list, all right, if you're already on the list for the copyright case, please email me, because I asked the attorney for specific times that he was available so that we could all get on a phone call and chat. All right. If you don't want to be involved in the copyright case if you do want to be involved in the copyright case and I don't have your name on the list, you can email me, queenofbeanbands3.0@gmail.com. Linda, that is not a fucking invitation, you weird, obsessive stalker bitch. Get on a fucking flight or shut the fuck up. Have a good night, y'all.